Bitcoin was built for moments like this. It's an alternative to the existing system.
Bitcoin surging to the top of the financial leaderboard last quarter, but how durable is this year's rally?
Most bullish case around 1.5 million on Bitcoin.
Balaji Srinivasan has been making bold predictions about the future of crypto. But what really caught our attention was his claim that Bitcoin could reach $1 million in 90 days. Yes, you heard that right, 90 days. That's less than 3 months from now. How is that possible? Can it really happen? Does Bitcoin offer a sound alternative to the U.S. banking system? In a recent interview with Cathie Wood, Balaji Srinivasan has shared his views on where he thinks Bitcoin prices could go in upcoming weeks. So, if you are interested in learning more about Cathie and Balaji's views on Bitcoin and the future of crypto, stay tuned till the end of the video. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more latest updates on economy, crypto, and market. Let's dive into the video now.
When we heard your price target for Bitcoin in the next 90 days, $1 million, I said, what? What I have been wondering all of these years is, let's say you're right. I actually think our research, the building blocks of it, you can see in Big Ideas 2023. I don't know if you've seen it, how we get to that 1 million plus by 2030. And I've been wondering, let's say it takes off and it just goes parabolic and there's no incentive for anyone to let go of any of it. You know, it's just, right? Why would you? Every time you do, you lose money. And so you get into that mindset. And then in a way, it's from a monetary policy point of view, in terms of managing the economy globally, you're off the rails. You have to figure out a way to get to a price rule. And so I have wondered, I think the answer is absolutely not, because I have met with the core developers and I know how strongly they feel about the quantity rule here. But can you imagine any circumstance where, you know, Bitcoin actually loses its usefulness in a sense? Nobody wants to use it for anything. They just want to hold it. And, you know, what happens then? Right? If you're trying to manage an economy around Bitcoin.
In what may go down in the annals of internet history, former Coinbase CTO Balaji Srinivasan bet $1 million that the price of Bitcoin would be $1 million or greater in 90 days' time. One of the main reasons for this exit is the loss of trust in the U.S. banking system. Let's get into the next clip to hear Balaji's viewpoint on this matter.
You know how many economists said Bitcoin couldn't exist? Bitcoin violated the laws of economics as they knew them. All these Nobel laureates, Keynesians, lined up to denounce Bitcoin over the last 10 years. Here's my view on why we have a flight to safety. Basically, as you were mentioning, all of these, the many banks are missing billions, hundreds of billions of dollars because people are draining them and putting them into money market funds, which have the safety of effectively through the custodian bank being backstopped at the Fed by the reverse repo, right? So it's sort of like storing your money at the Fed and getting interest on it. And others are moving into big banks, and again, for the safety, right? I think that's going to be a mistake if you're moving money entirely into big banks and money market funds. Basically, I feel like what's going to happen is that makes it much easier to freeze and seize and corral the assets, okay, than if you had lots of small banks. But the overall concept is, $500 billion into money market funds and major banks and SVB imploded. There's graphs of just like what a record move in deposits this was. What has happened is this is a consumer crisis unlike 2008. So in 2008, the markdowns, right, they're happening between guys in skyscrapers, sweating over a piece of paper between themselves. And for the most part, the person on the street, with the exception of some things like WAMU, which was an exception, but for the most part, depositors were basically not affected. Your credit card continued working. You didn't have like direct fear in that way. You might fear to lose your job, but not your life savings. This is completely different. The collapse of SVB meant that 40,000 tech CEOs got the message that the U.S. banking system is unsafe.
Balaji has highlighted that the recent events in the U.S. financial sector have shaken the confidence of many tech entrepreneurs. He believes that the SVB debacle has shown us that the U.S. banking system is unsafe and unreliable for the tech sector. That is why we have a flight to safety. That is why we should opt for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is fast and cheap. It is open and inclusive. It is scarce and deflationary. Bitcoin is the future of money. It is the safest and most reliable option for us in these turbulent times. Let's hear Cathie Wood's viewpoint on this matter. Also, be sure to give a big thumbs up to this video.
So this idea of adding Bitcoin, which is a little over 500 billion, to the 8.5 trillion in the monetary base, it was a start, and a start of a conversation, because we do have to deal with the world we're living in. The one you're talking about, I think will evolve over time, but it doesn't happen overnight. You might say the banking crisis is giving us that opportunity, and I think it may happen faster than otherwise might have been the case. But I am going to continue paying attention to market signals. I see credit default swaps settling down a bit. We haven't seen the regional bank index break down again, but it hasn't V-shaped either. So I think that's a risk there, that there's another episode. So we're watching all of this very carefully.
Cathie Wood doesn't seem to agree 100% with Balaji on his bet on Bitcoin. She has explained that while the banking crisis is giving Bitcoin an opportunity to prove itself as a better store of value and a medium of exchange, it may not be enough to trigger such a massive price increase in such a short time span. She also mentioned that for now, she is going to continue paying attention to market signals. I have to say that Balaji has made a really bold statement. Do you agree with Cathie on this point? I know for sure Bitcoin has the potential to revolutionize the world of finance and beyond. But do you think this prediction of Balaji is realistic? Let me know in the comments below. And let's get into the next clip to hear Balaji's opinion on his latest Bitcoin prediction.
If you think that the Fed isn't simply piloting in the wrong direction, but actually crashing the plane, how do you make your way to the parachute? And I think that parachute, that exit, is BTC. Of course, you might have a different opinion. You might go and get gold. You might get oil. You might do other kinds of things. That's not financial advice for people to decide. But I do think that will end up being the Schelling point. I may be wrong, but that's my thesis on why I think we see exit from the U.S. banking system towards Bitcoin over the next weeks and months and perhaps years to come. The exact timeline of 90 days, I don't think it's impossible that happens given how fast digital bank runs happen. But directionally, it's much easier. Timing is hard. Prepping is easy. Prep for essentially, just like you prep for COVID, and prepping earlier was better. If lockdown came in 42 days after some of the initial reports of COVID in the US, who knows how quickly digital lockdown comes. This Fed now is dropping in July. So before that happens, build the exit to Bitcoin, build the exit to other kinds of things. And I think we have potentially a positive vision on their side.
Well, Balaji explained that it's not a certainty, but it's not impossible either. Maybe Bitcoin will reach $1 million this summer. Maybe he is right. Maybe he is seeing something that most of us are missing. According to Balaji, if you are looking for a way to escape the Fed's mismanagement and protect your financial future, you may want to consider investing in Bitcoin. At the same time, it's important to have a long-term vision and a balanced perspective when it comes to Bitcoin. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme or a magic bullet that will solve all our problems overnight. It's a groundbreaking technology that is changing the world. So, what do you think? Is Balaji Srinivasan's $1 million Bitcoin prediction realistic or outlandish? Can Bitcoin really reach $1 million this summer? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates and insights on economy, crypto, and market. Also, be sure to hit that bell icon. See you next time. Adios, and thanks for watching.